So, what are you been talking about? My 3 years of trying to apply what I've learned. So, let me push it back to the end of this year. So basically, the Isaac you saw was a version of how I created that version. Was even funny. I was in a train, no, not a train, a bus back home, and I decided to stay off everything else that had to deal with like hardcore studying because I had completed the university and I thought that was it. So I gave myself because for the past since I started KG nursery, JHS primary, there's always been learning. I, I barely did I have much friends because of some some advice from my father. So barely did I have much friends. I'm cool with everyone, but like inner circle where people can troop into my house and be like, "Oh, I'm going to visit Isaac." Yeah, I didn't even realize that. So I wanted to take like 3 years of studying, use what I've acquired for the time being to move on with life. And was it yesterday? Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday when I was in the train here, something clicked, and it was a feeling of guilt, regret, and I wouldn't really describe it. But so I recorded one video and posted it on TikTok. But this was how things were through these 3 years. So basically, these 3 years, I was just applying what I've learned because after 2022, was it 2022? Yeah, 2022 September. I saw I've learned a lot. Being politics, like normal lifestyle, books, human relationship, other stuffs. And I was like, no, I need to get something out of this. And at least it showed up in some point. It was okay. Mm. But I started realizing things after January. When I started, like, I had to step back. Definitely that year, the 3 year period was supposed to end around somewhere around July last year. And a whole lot happened the early first quarter of the year. So things were rough a bit. So I had to make the decision right around December. So it was just this early December I started getting back, picking up books and reading and just getting my brain ready for the task ahead. And uh, mm, it wasn't a bad decision though, but I won't advise anybody to go on that route. Like putting everything aside, like basically putting learning aside and using what you've already learned. Because most of the times things get outdated and you just have to play smart around things. I'm still yet not there. I feel I'm still at the bottom. People see me to be at the top. I'm at the bottom. I'm not at the top. I feel I can achieve much things that I have now, and I've not even gotten anywhere. So that is how the feeling is at the moment. But yeah, you just have to gear up and move on because this life we are living, it's a whole lot. We are just living to some end point, which is I think one human because he lives, it has a whole lot of things in there. So because he lives, you can find that human and listen to it. So we are just living it to a point of nothing. But I think we have to make a name, leave a legacy. So Definitely, our daughters and sons can brag and boast of our names or other things, or sometimes. But today's world, we are all not equal. We are all not equal. That is one thing I've noticed for the past 25 years. We are all not equal. What you do best is what someone does worse. And we are all in our different struggles, different form of struggles, which people don't talk about it. But it's okay. People talk about it and they are seen as, quote unquote, all knowing. It's cool though, but with that decision, if I were to be my old self, that 2022 September 20, 20 like September 27 September 2022, I wouldn't have made that decision because I would have got into a I no, I'm just it's just a normal thought. Maybe I would have got into somewhere better than I am now, but it's not too late to start. So I think I've already started. I'm back. I'm back trying to figure things out and move along it and see how it goes. And that's it. So there are some decisions you are planning to make now. Some decisions you are planning to make now. It's better you don't make the decisions out of just deciding. You just have to you just have to give it time. You can give it a time limit before you make such decisions. Because with regard to putting yourself into the world and not updating yourself, I wish you stop. It's very difficult. Maybe later on you realize you've wasted time, as I did. So that's it. There is a Gen Z version of a Gen Z version talking to their Gen Zs. If you are an old person, please pass, okay?